Hello. Right, can get going now. Now I've switched that on. We're all ready to go. Don't need to press no buttons. Because we're recording. Right, good morning. Happy birthday, Jackie. I said it. Oh, I keep saying it. I'll get it right. One day it'll be right. So, today, it's Crackerjack Day.
Turn left, Ranham's Lane.
Where are you parked there, my friend? Run out of time, run out of space. It's a bit bumpy going through here. Well, I overnighted in Rothwell Services.
Caution, you are entering a restrict turn right.
I don't know what she said then, but whatever it was, it didn't made no sense whatsoever.
After 1 mile, take the exit 4 M27 towards Winchester.
Right, foot down here. This is where, just this junction here, this is where I had a van pull straight into the side of me as I was driving down like this. He said, I didn't see you. He said, I was checking my mirrors. I said, your fucking mirrors ain't going to see nothing there, are they? You need to turn your head to the right. You'd have seen me. Big truck. There you went straight into my fuel tank. Well, front wheel and fuel tank. I've ripped the front of his van off. Well, you'll have the sun out of your eyes in a minute. So, we're on the M27 at the moment. Going to pick up the M3, A34. You can go straight up the M3 and M25, but do I really want to be going out here around the M25? No, not really. And I'm alright for time. I should get there just about right.
After half a mile, take the exit 4 M27 towards Winchester, then take the motorway.
So she's going to give me tough information in a minute.
Take the exit 4, then take the motorway.
I don't know how much you can see out of there. It's not pretty. We had a bit of snow yesterday, Thursday. I woke up this morning, 2:15, and it was a bit white. And then the fuckwittery started. So the first thing I do always when I wake up in the morning is, apart from wonder who I am, where I am, and why am I doing what I'm doing, because it's usually before 3 o'clock in the morning, what appears to be. Well, it was this morning, 2:15. And first thing I always do, check to see where I'm going. I check the route, because driving at that time in the morning, there's usually a little bit of fuckwittery going on, i.e. road closures, either due to someone falling asleep and ploughing through the central reservation, or roadworks. Now, all I can say about last night was that every conceivable road that I wanted to travel on, and it didn't matter what road I wanted, there was roadworks on it, with a diversion in place. I looked to see if I couldn't even get down the M1. It was closed in so many different places. And even if I could, the M25 was shut. I think I counted about
1.2 miles, keep right.
I think I counted 6 or 7 different closures along the M25, just going from the M1 down to the M3. Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So in the end, bearing in mind I'm on the A14, I had to travel north 26 miles to cut through Coventry and Warwick. I couldn't even get that word out then. Why are you picking lines up? Because I haven't got it switched off, that's why. do that. What are you doing, little Fiesta? And kamikaze motorcyclist.
Keep right.
Where's that Fiesta now? Gone behind me, I think.
Keep right.
Yeah, so I ended up I went all through the houses. At one stage, I was going through this residential area. So, for fuck's sake. And I wouldn't have minded, but I didn't meet any other trucks. You know, that's the time when you start getting worried. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. There's not a soul about. And I think every light, a traffic light I went through,
towards Winchester for 50 miles.
Every light I went through was a fucking red one. So I had to stop all the time. Couldn't keep going. So it added a little bit of a. Well, actually, it added. Well, I added about half hour onto my journey. I thought probably half hour, 40 minutes. I could have done with that and go to sleep. But no. So we got a light box on, and today we're going to Milton Keynes. I've already done 4 hours of driving. It's 2 and a bit up. And obviously 2 and a bit back. So technically I should be able to do it, drive-wise. Time-wise, place I'm going to, if it's like the others that I normally go to and what's on board, it's usually palletised. They can be done in half an hour. I could almost do with a longer tip today, do you know what I mean? So I did say I'd run in, so I'd planned that I'd run in. Earn a bit of extra money, but it doesn't look like it's going to take place. So I'm not begrudging going home, right? Don't get me wrong. But when you sort of gear yourself up to have a night out and run in tomorrow morning and then it doesn't happen, it's like, So you arrange your weekend around it, really. But that's one of those things. So anyway, today I've got the camera running, Sony ZV-1, but I've also got it plugged in. So we'll see if the camera uses more power than what it. We'll see if more goes in than comes out, or more comes out than goes in. One of those. You can tell it's Friday, I can't think straight. Or get my words out. Tell you, it's a bit nippy though. I'm still in my shorts. So this morning we're powered by strong coffee and jelly babies. Oh no, that's not, not the healthiest of diets. But that's what we're on. I have eaten some fruit and vegetables this week though, to stave off scurvy. So, I've been a bit healthy. Yeah. Oh, beautiful day. Gorgeous day. It's saying 3 degrees at the moment. And at least you haven't got the sun in your eyes now. Northbound. So Winchester's, I can't do W's today. Winchester is off to my left. I wouldn't mind having this weekend off, to be honest with you. Well, hopefully I'll probably run out on Sunday if they've got anything. Because the following weekend I'm not working, because we're getting ready, because that's the last weekend to get everything all sort of ship shape for our trip to Holland. Good Friday we take the Eurotunnel and head to Holland to see the gorgeous Kira's dad and stepmom. So yeah, that'll be good. It's nice. Looking forward to that. So it's a little place called Bergen. I think I mentioned it before. Bergen. It's a lovely little village. It's a beautiful village. Well, yeah, village, small town, big village. I don't know, one or the other. It's near the sea. 10 minutes from the sea. There's the roses. And yeah, looking forward to that. I haven't been across for a couple of years now because of the bloody pandemic. Gorgeous Kira went across last September and did 10 days over there. She's lucky enough to be able to work remotely, so she went over there and worked. It's easy done. And yeah, we're all going across. We're all going across for a week. Be really nice, staying in a nice hotel. So yeah, looking forward to it. Got a 40-foot box on. She's not heavy. She's only about 10 ton. So that puts me at about 27, 28 ton, something like that. She's 10 and a bit ton. Go on, go. So we've done over 10,000 miles in this old girl now. She's doing all right. A few little weird things. I don't know. We still have the indicator. It tells me there's an indicator problem when there isn't. So I really don't know what's going on there. It's a Merc thing. And every now and again she'll just knock the cruise control off. I don't know if it's an area that she doesn't well, I just think she's a bit temperamental, you know. She's just like, no, fuck it, I ain't doing it. I'm having a rest. Do it yourself. Fuck it. Oh, that's what she says, I think. Blimey, that's some tyre marks. He locked up going down there. Must have had a bit of an issue. Well, no snow down this neck of the woods. Taking the A34. Sat nav is telling me to stay where I am, but what I'm going to do is I'm going up the A34, going to cut through Milton Keynes. It's a little bit longer. Takes a little bit more time, but I'm not pushed for time. I should get there more or less bang on 11 o'clock. But I just really can't be arsed battling around the M25 today. It is not enjoyable. So around the M25 and up the M1, it's just, and the trouble with going that way is if there's a problem, the only option is to come up the M40, And that's more or less where I'm heading for now. So
Cross the roundabout and take the third exit, M3, towards London.
it wouldn't save me any time. And the difference in time is about 15 minutes, so I'm really not, I can't be bothered. I can see some fuckwittery going on here. What are they all doing? Yeah, right on BMW, you knobber. Wrong lane, money. How many times have I come out there and said, oh, left-hand lane, local only, go left?
Take
No.
the exit, M3, then take the motorway.
BMW driver, no, straight in the left-hand line and then cut across. Granted, he had time to do it, and he got his foot down,
Of a mile,
but not
keep
everybody
left.
does. He's just not paying attention. So this would be a good test going up here as to how stable the camera is on its tripod.
After half a mile, keep left.
I come up here yesterday and there was a motorbike broken down. Now he was off the road,
Keep
right off the road. Wasn't a lay-by, but there was like a bridge and there was like loads of hard standing. So it's quite, really wide, you know.
A34 towards
So he was parked up on there.
7.5 miles.
Now there was no recovery vehicle anywhere near him, but the police decided to shut the lane down. Which I guess, yeah, fair enough, but he was right off the road. And there was no recovery vehicle to recover him. It was like, did you have to do that? I guess so. I guess so. So, I started in the last video talking about my illustrious army career. I always laugh. So I got posted to Germany. So I'll continue. I got posted to Germany at the tender age of 17 and a half. Fuck me, did that open my eyes. 17 and a half. You imagine a 17. Oh lad, he's nearly 18. He'll be 18 in a couple of months' time. And I think I was his age and I'd been in Germany nearly 6 months. I do our lad a little bit of injustice, but fuck me, I don't reckon he'd survive. Will we made of different things? I don't know. Maybe he will survive. Maybe he would, I don't know. Maybe I do him a little injustice. But based on what I know and what I've seen, I reckon he might struggle. But anyway, I got to Germany and I went to Wildenrath, flew into Wildenrath. I was being posted to 21st Signal Regiment. And what they did was they did air support. Provided comms for the RAF when they're out in the field. Which won very often because the RAF like 5-star hotels, you know. But we did 4 or 5 exercises a year and they were always pretty hard. Well, they were fairly easy because they were with the RAF, you know. It's fairly straightforward. But we did additional exercises as well, so which sort of honed us in a little bit. Anyway, I got to the regimental headquarters, which is at Wildenrath. I got there. And I went into the orderly room. I had instructions as to where to go, so I went to the orderly room, got instructions, found my way to the orderly room. And I got there and I stood there at the counter. And this guy, who later became a very good friend of mine and still is today, come to the counter and said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I got 21st Signal Regiment, Villeneuve." He says, No, mate. You're going to Osnabrück. He says, "You must have done something really wrong in training." I said, "What?" Not that I'm aware of. And I don't think I had. I was a bit of a lad, like, you know. And I got mentioned a few times. Yeah. Not for the right reasons either. They said, "No, you're going to Osnabrück." They're all fucking mental like that. Oh. That filled me with confidence as a young 17-and-a-half-year-old that was like wet behind. Well, I wasn't really that wet behind the ears, to be totally honest with you. So anyway, this is January. It's like -5 minimum. They put me into a back of a 4-ton truck with canvas sides on a wooden bench with me bags. I was fucking freezing. 5 hours later, we turn up at Osnabrück. I've got mild hypothermia by then. I was fucking frozen. Got out, and I looked up at the place and I went, fucking hell. Now, the camp we were in at Osnabrück was Scarborough Barracks, for those that know it. Chunky, you might have known this if you're watching this, mate. And Scarborough Barracks in Osnabrück. And it was an old, it was an old military camp since God knows when. In the garages, it still had, and they were protected, it still had the German Eagles up on it. It was and it's also where they filmed Colditz, because this place had fucking turrets. It was like an old castle. Oh my, what a forbidding place. I got there, it was dark, the wind was howling, it was blowing a gale, snowing, -5 minimum. I got out, looked up at this place, I thought, fucking hell, it's like I've been sent to some fucking penal battalion. So anyway, this was 2 Squadron, 21-6. And I've got to be honest with you, they were right. It was full of reprobates. It was absolutely full to the gunnels of lunatics. And the boys I met there, it was just... If they could find a way to buck the system, they would. Half of them have been to prison, been to Colchester Nick. It was just, you couldn't make it up. Some of the stuff that went on there, it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant, and I loved every minute of it. It was so much fun. We had a riot. You know, it was a hard unit. Luckily I fitted in on my face fitted, and I don't know why. I still don't know to this day why my face fitted, but it managed to. And we had such fun. You know, I got taken under the wing by a couple of the older lads, and never looked back, really. Never looked back. There was a guy there that there were some bad moments. One of the guys died through alcohol. We were investigated. The whole squadron was shut down. There was a couple of bad times. I mean, ROC, I'm not going to mention any names, but we used to come back off of exercise, and he used to say, right, we're all back, straight down. We had a bar, we had a naffy bar,
take the exit towards Wellington,
and we had a squadron bar. And the squadron bar wasn't open in the evenings, but it was open during the day. A naffy break in the morning, and at lunchtime, so you could go in and get a bite to eat. Wouldn't serve alcohol, but you could get a bite to eat. And then dues and functions, it was always out. It was there. It was our bar. So we come back off exercise. I was ROC, who's a major, who was he was as fucking mad as everyone else. He used to get the. Oh, I've got to tell you, He used to get the beers, he used to buy all the beers for everyone to drink themselves senseless, and then he used to get strippers in. You know? it was just unbelievable. Yeah, and it was oh my God, the stories, the things I could tell you, but obviously I can't. Well, I could. I guess I could. Maybe I will one day. But yeah, you can imagine the carry-on that went on. And it was just a really, it was, we caused chaos and carnage wherever we went.
Left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
No, straight on the road. We used to go down to the regiment, and the regiment hated our squadron. Absolutely hated us. No, absolutely hated us, because we were like, I think the word would have been lawless. I think, to be totally honest with you, we did what we wanted to do under our own terms, and that was from the top down, you know, and it was reflected in the way we worked. We did an excellent job, but it wasn't entirely, how can I say? Yeah, there's certain rules you've got to abide by, you know, when you're dealing with, you know. And we didn't have any. It was that was like they were, just get the job done. It doesn't matter how you do it, just get the job done. Some might say that was improvisation. That's certainly what I would say under interrogation. But it was just absolutely mental. And I did 7 years in the end. That was my first posting. In the end, the squadron was, it was about 200 blokes, or 150, because we were quite a small squadron, about 150 blokes, and that's full strength as well. So we were probably down to about 120, I reckon. It was pretty close knit, very tight. We were a tight unit, and we looked after the RAF Harriers. So the Harriers would, you know, they would simulate that their airstrips had been bombed out, so they'd have to land somewhere else. So they'd take over such a water barn,
take the exit towards Liverpool.
Flat fields with access, and the engineers would come down, lay the rumble strips off the back of the wagons or on the front of the wagons, and make little runways, and the aircraft would land and take off because they're Harriers. And it was really exciting stuff. And the Harrier pilots were cowboys as well. Absolutely top-notch boys though. But yeah, we used to have a lot of fun. Really a hell of a lot of fun. But in the end, the squadron was, I want to say disbanded. It wasn't quite disbanded, but it got to a stage where it was more or less, it wasn't uncontrollable, because the jobs were getting done, you know, don't get me wrong. But it had a culture about it that didn't quite fit, you know. The army, the psyche in the army was changing, and the culture we had at our place wasn't quite what the army was looking for at that stage. And I should have realised then that things were changing, but I didn't.
Take the exit.
No, shut up. So yeah, everybody got, very few people stayed, only about maybe a quarter, maybe 20%, maybe less, stayed and went down to the regiment at Wildenrath, and they had a torrid time because they were hated. And everyone else got posted out. We all got posted to four corners of the universe. Whether that was intentional or not, I've got no idea, but you know, I ended up getting posted out with my mate. And the trouble was, the reputation sort of jumped ahead of you. I got posted to a place called 16-6. So off I trot, get taken down to Crayfeld, which is regimental headquarters, where most of the squadrons were. Got down to Crayfeld, and they said, no, you're not here. And I thought, here we fucking go again. What do you mean I'm not here? Where am I supposed to be? And at this time, I've been promoted to Lance Corporal. So I was like, no, sorry, Corporal, you're not here. I said, where the fuck am I supposed to be then? He said, no, you're up at 4 Squadron at Bielefeld. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So, same old shit. Carted up to Bielefeld, get to Bielefeld, And they said, oh, you're one of the X2 squadron lot, aren't you? 21-6. I went, yeah. Well, you're not here then. We've got a special place for you to go. So like, what? And it was almost like a punishment. And speaking to some of the other lads, they all got shitty places to get posted to as well. I ended up getting posted to fucking Santa Lager Comsent. Oh my God, what a shithole. Soon sorted that out. So I wasn't going to stay with on my own in a block. So in transit accommodation, because that's all there was there. So I said, right, I said, where's the nearest signals unit? Oh, I was Paderborn. So I managed to find out that the bloke who I first met down at Wildenrath was posted there, and he was the chief clerk. So I said, any chance I could come and stay with 202 boys, 202 Signal Squadron, part of 33 Army Brigade? Any chance I could come and stay there in their accommodation? Yeah, no problem at all. I'll clear it, see if it should be alright. So me and a guy called Jim, we went down and got moved into them with them boys. And I say, you know, you like to be with your own, don't you? And then it started again. We had a whale of a time. And I was at Santa Lager Comsent for a year, maybe a bit longer, 18 months, something like that. We did the me and my mate, we did the Euro football tournament in '88, I think it was, around Germany, and we lived in a Renault 9. Remember the Renault 9? It was a saloon as well, wasn't even a fucking hatchback. Renault 9 saloon. We lived in that for 2 weeks. We had an England flag over the roof, just drove around Germany. Nearly killed me. And then from there, got a phone call one day. I had a couple of mates down in Mondale, and I got a phone call from the yeoman, the signals down there, and they said, "I understand that you're trained to operate this bit of equipment." I went, "Yeah." And as soon as I heard the words Rheindahlem, I thought they want me to go to Rheindahlem. But anyone who knows Rheindahlem, that is like party capital for British Forces Germany, or it was. It's no longer there now. And he said, well, I need someone. He says, I think you're one of the few that know how to operate this equipment. Can you come down and operate it for us? I want you to come down and take it on. So when do you want me to come down? He said, well, as soon as possible. I said, well, you arrange transport and I'll be there. So literally it was the next day. So I had an impromptu leaving due, and then a couple of weeks later I had to go back to Paderborn to have a proper do. So I went on an exercise with the Paderborn boys as well. That was there's another story there. I have to tell you that separately, because they had a crazy sergeant major. So anyway, I got down to Rheindahlem, and there was a couple of lads that were X2 squadron boys already at Rheindahlem. So we all, the friendship got rekindled again, and we went off and set about our old ways and caused chaos and carnage again. I went back to do an upgraders course, which again, there's a story involved in that. And then I come back from that and signed off. But there's a little bit of a story involved in that, but I won't go into. But years later, about 3-4 years ago, I went to a reunion, and I'm not really into reunions, but I went because it was a 2-squadron reunion from the time that we were there, that I was there. And I was chatting to this bloke that when I was there, I didn't really have a lot to do with him, because he was a bit of an old sweat, you know. He was one of the people that you sort of kept one eye on, and you wanted to be, you just didn't want to get on the wrong side of him, because he was a bit of an animal. And he'd done 27 years in the end, 27 years in the army. So at this reunion, I was chatting to him about, where he'd gone and what he'd done, and he'd been all over the place, done all sorts of fucking dodgy stuff. And we were having a few beers. Now he said that it was 20 years of service. He says that 2 years that we were there in Osnabrück was the best 2 years he ever had. The rest of it was good, mind you. Well, not all of it, but most of it was good. But that 2 years was the highlight, he reckons, of of his time. And what made me laugh, and I thought, fucking hell, that's you know, when you're in the right place at the right time. Obviously I was there because, you know, someone who served, and a few other lads that had done, you know, they're 22 or done 18 or done 12 had all said the same, and I did 7, and I still think that was the best. That was good fun there. So anyway, I said to the lad, I said, I'm surprised you, because we were in a different troop as well, so I didn't have a great deal to do with the bloke. I said, I was surprised you even remember me. I was just a young 17-and-a-half-year-old wet behind his Jules. She says, how the fuck could I not remember you? I said, was I that bad? Yeah. Oh dear. That made my day. Straight out of training. And slotted straight in. Brilliant. I loved it. So yeah, I took that as a huge compliment. Come on, girl. It's because we're stuck behind this fucking thing. Not particularly heavy. Mind you, you never know with it, because it's going uphill, she slows down a bit. So anyway, this camera's still going. Yeah, I was, but I got promoted. I was promoted to Lance Corporal, and I'd only just turned 19. Literally, I think it was like a day after my birthday. I got promoted, and there's a story behind this as well. Oh god! Me and my mate, we went to the rugby. We went to the rugby in Paris. So we're on the lash, and we're at the Eiffel Tower, and we thought there was. At 4 Squadron at the time, there was a really scary Sergeant Major. She's female. It's W02 Sergeant Major. And she used to terrorise the place. For some unbeknown reason, me and my mate Jim, we used to get on really well with her. She I don't know, she liked us. I don't know whether she liked the rebellious side of us or not. Or what it was, because we'd been down to a few dues and caused uproar. And she seemed to sort of turn a blind eye to anything that we did, which was fucking handy. So anyway, and she wasn't the prettiest, if you get me drift. So anyway, and she was single. So we've and if anyone's thinking of joining the army, or who's in the army and they're quite young, and you know, I would really recommend that this is not the way to go about things. Or don't do it. In fact, just don't do it. Fucking stupid. So anyway, we're on the piss in Paris, and we thought it would be a really good idea to send our Sergeant Major, who was female, a saucy postcard saying, this reminded me of you, this reminded us of you, wish you were here, we'd show you a good time, love, Jim and Jules. Oh fuck. Posted it. A week later we were both summoned, and it was like, you know what this is about? That's that fucking postcard we sent. We're in the shit. And my mate was like shitting himself, because he was already a Lance Corporal. And he thought he was going to get busted. I was just a signalman at this stage. Well, you couldn't bust me. I was the lowest rank there is. You know? So I didn't have too much to worry about. So off we trot down there. And we're stood outside Sergeant Major's office. Jim gets marched in. I had to stand outside, so he gets marched in first. Oh, for fucking hell. And I couldn't hear what was going on, but it was very quiet. And then he came out with a big smile on his face. And then it was my turn to get marched in. I got marched in. You're like, left right, stand, come, attention. Fucking hell. You know, all that shouting and screaming that they do, and you march like your fucking legs don't touch the ground. So I did all of that, stood in front of Sergeant Major, and I looked at the right. I just looked at the fucking postcards pinned to her board. Oh, fuck, you know. She stood to attention. He said, "I've just got to go and get the OC." Stand easy. When the OC comes in, I'll bring you to attention. Salute and wait for his command. Oh, for fuck's sake! What's going on here? I didn't have a clue what was going on. So anyway, the OC was delayed. Because normally you marched into the OC's office, not Sergeant Major. So I really couldn't work out what was going on. So anyway, I stood there. OC comes in, brought to attention, stood there. Salute, he salutes back. Giving the commander stand at ease. And it's like with great pleasure, I have pleasure in promoting you to Lance Corporal. I couldn't believe it. I could not. You could have knocked me down with that fucking postcard. Now, I've got no idea how that managed to work. But in her eyes, after that, I could do no wrong. Oh dear, it was comical. You couldn't make it up. But everyone else was scared shitless of her. Absolutely, because she was, you know, she wasn't what I'd call a friendly sort. She didn't have a friendly demeanour about her, you know. Well, I thought she did. I thought she was all right. But maybe it was the postcard we sent her. I don't know. Fucking hell. Don't know how we got away with that. And at the end of it, I got promoted. So yeah. Oh fuck, what we? Oh no. He's just stopping. Clown. So yeah, that was that interesting times there. And then I went down to Ryan Darling, and I didn't wear uniform very often. And the only one of the times that I was wearing uniform, me and my mate were walking down the road back there, because where we worked and where the accommodation was a good sort of 10-15 minute walk. So it was a hot day, and me and my mate were in uniform, which was a rarity for me and him. And we happened to be eating an ice cream. Just bibbling down the road, and we saw this car come up towards us. There's an army staff car, and it had a couple of stars on the front on a red plate. And of course, I had my bag in one hand, and in my saluting hand, I had my ice cream. Well, I didn't have time to swap hands, and I wasn't going to drop my fucking ice cream, so we just carried on. Well, they worked out who it was, and we had to explain ourselves why we didn't salute this 2-star general, I think he was, why we didn't salute him. I don't think the reply they got wasn't what they were looking for. Like, I didn't really want to drop my ice cream. You didn't want to drop your ice cream? No. It was chocolate chip. Fucking hell. Again, I don't know how I managed to stay with the stripe on. See, what's this loon doing now? Same speed as me. He came up level with me. Now he's not making any more progress. Come on then. On you go. Fucking hell, I'm going to have to fucking slow down here. It's getting warm. The sun is getting... There you go. I'd have drawn back to 50 mile an hour. Cheers. Thanks for that. Gold star. You haven't got a gold star from me. So yeah, so I finished off in Ryan Darling. Well, I did the least amount of work that I could possibly get away with, which was minimal. And I was there 2 years. And again, drank myself stupid, caused chaos, and eventually left. In hindsight, do I wish I stayed in, or do I wish I or was leaving a good idea? No, I wish I'd stayed in. I wish I'd switched on a bit, got me act together, and made a go of it. Because and the biggest reason why I'd have fucking retired by now. I'd have retired. I don't think I would have broke any records for, you know, making a good, you know, making a high rank, but, you know, if I'd have switched on, I'd have been a sergeant or a staff sergeant or a WO2 or something like that, I suspect. Yeah, I'd have got somewhere. No, I thought I fucking knew better, didn't I? Oh, come on. I'm going to have to get by this bloke. Right, no, he's not letting me go by, is he? Cheers, BMW driver. I was indicating well before you were even a speck in the distance. C-Fast, they normally push on a bit. Them boys. Apart from when they're tipping the fuckers over near Shepton Mallet. So yeah, loads of other stories. Oh, we had some laughs. I think the best command that I ever had was it was just getting light in the morning. And I was on exercise with Tier 2 Signal Squadron. And our sergeant major was he was a good lad, really nice bloke, but barking mad, absolutely barking mad. And we got taken into you know, you're following the lead vehicle, and I was on a 432 on a radio relay vehicle, which is not what I was trained at. And I don't know how I ended up being the commander of it, to be totally honest with you. I think they were just short of staff, short of people, and I ended up saying, yeah, I'll go on exercise with you. Oh good, you can be the commander as a driver and as a commander. So we ain't got enough. Oh, okay, what do I need to do? Well, just help the driver out with left and right directions. Oh, okay then. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, a 432 is a tracked armoured vehicle.
After 1.2 miles, take the exit A34 to HGV.
But I was kitted out with radio equipment. Two different types. One is kitted out with the radio equipment, and another one is kitted out with the operating equipment. So anyway, I was on the radio equipment one, with the mast and everything. And so there was at least two track vehicles. I think there's the command HQ as well. So there was a couple of track vehicles. There was about 3 or 4 track vehicles, and Land Rovers and a ferret. And remember the old ferrets? It was one of those. And we pulled into this location, which was down a farm track, down a narrow lane.
For a mile, take the exit A34 to HGV.
No. So we went down there, and we got led astray. We got down there, and it was like all there was a turning into a farmyard.
Take the exit.
So we were given the order to carry on going into the farmyard, spin, and then come back out again, which meant we all had to cram into this farmyard, spin on the spot. Now you can only imagine the damage that a track vehicle would do to a cobbled, really old German farmyard. imagine. Yeah. So anyway, the German farmer comes out and he's got the hump. Rightly so. Because his farmyard's getting chewed up. Now, don't get me wrong. They get compensated huge amounts of money. If there's any disruption or anything damage to them, they get huge amounts of money. And phone call coming in, I'll get it later. And there's a you know, so they don't lose out at all. Well, anyway, he got the I hope you can hear me, because the wind noise is in the wrong direction today. So he got the and he got his tractor out with a baling spike on the front and rammed it straight through the lead Land Rover and left it right through the engine block, through the radiator, through the engine block, and it came out. I think it was nearly sticking into the cab area. It was like, fucking hell. And then he proceeded to lift the Land Rover up. Well, at this stage, there was like quite a bit of shouting and carrying on. And the Sergeant Major wanted to kill the German. And this is when I had the best command or instruction, whatever you want to call it, ever. And it was by that we had an ops officer. He was a captain, and he was a Yorkshire. He's from Yorkshire, so he wasn't like a posh officer with a posh voice. He had broad Yorkshire accent. It's like, Corporal, my name. Best you go and sit on Sergeant Major. Right, sit on him. Sit on Sergeant Major and stop him from killing that fucking German. I said, how do I do that? He says, just fucking rugby tackle. I can't do the accent. He said, just fucking rugby tackle him, will you? Well, it's not very often you get a you get a command like that. Order, I should say. It's not very often you get an order like that. So I just queried it once more. I said, I'm not going to get into the shit for this, am I, sir? No, I'm telling you now. Go and sit, rugby tackle the Sergeant Major and fucking sit on him. Okay. So I did. He was only a little bloke and I'm quite a big lad. Well, I wiped him right out. Knocked the wind out of him, and then I proceeded to sit on him. It didn't calm him down much, I can tell you, because he fought back quite strongly. But by that time, there was a couple of other lads came and sat on him. Fucking. he wasn't happy. Oh dear. Mind you, the way I look at it, I saved the German's life. Because I think he would have killed him. I honestly do think he would have killed him. So anyway, it took a little while for him to calm down. And I was always a bit wary after that. I kept out of the way a bit for the next couple of days. And about 3 days later, again, it's first thing in the morning, I'm making a cup of tea. And he came out and he said, oh, morning, sir, do you want a cup of tea? Oh, I love a cup of tea, thank you very much. And he was absolutely cool. He was absolutely fine with me. And he said to me, what's wrong with my face? So, I don't know, sir, what's wrong with your face? He said, look closely. I said, can't see there's anything wrong with your face, sir. And he said, no, you're not looking close enough. And I thought, how do I say to them that you hadn't had a shave this morning? Because those were the days when you had to be clean shaven. But now in the army, you're on ops or you're out on exercise. They don't seem to worry too much about shaving. It's not a big thing. You know, when they're out in the Gulf and all that, and out in Africa, and they didn't fucking shave today. You know, it's like. But back then, you had to have a fucking shave every morning. Don't matter that you were fucking living in a hedge. So anyway, And you had to wash the cam cream off and then fucking reapply it again. What a fucking waste of time that was. So anyway, I said, well, you haven't had a shave, son. You are fucking right. And with that, he turns around abruptly and marches himself off into this middle of the field and starts shouting at himself. The bloke was he had fucking definite. He definitely had a screw loose. So he's off shouting to himself, and the ops officer wanders over to me and he goes, just looks. Cup of tea, sir? Yeah, thank you. Is that Sergeant Major? Yes, sir. What's he doing? Is he... What exactly is he doing? I said he's giving himself a damn good talking to, sir. Oh. 2 sugars, sir. And to this day, I've really... That ops officer was none the wiser as to why Sergeant Major was off in the middle of a field at 6 o'clock in the morning, shouting like a demented fucking rabid dog at himself. Brilliant. He was a really good bloke. He really looked after his lads, that Sergeant Major. I can't remember his name. I wish I could. But there's a few other stories, but I think I bored you to death with these stories already. But yeah, he was really good. And you know, the thing about the army is you meet some really nice guys. You come across some really top blokes that you would do anything for. And every now and again you come across a couple of right wankers. And yeah, I've managed to do that as well. I'm not going to mention no names, but fucking hell. They made an easy job. You know when you make an easy job difficult, yeah? Yeah, they get a rank and then they get a bit of they think they're fucking the almighty, the all powerful. Now that's all right if you deal with it correctly, you know. Now when I joined up, we had an RSM, Regimental Sergeant Major. Now they are the gods of the regiment. Even the colonels, even the officers are scared of them. You know, he is the main man. And you can be as mental as you like. But at the end of the day, you know, they fall into two distinct categories. Either they're as mad as a mad, absolutely barking mad, and they shout and scream and they do all these mental things to you, but at the end of the day you have respect for them and you will do anything that they ask you to do. Or you get the ones that are still barking mad, but they don't have respect and they're nasty bits of work, you know. They're vindictive and spiteful and effectively bullies, and you get those. And I had the displeasure of having to work with at least one person like that. Just fucking nasty people, you know. They get a rank and they think they're the God's gift. They're not. They're just making up for it, or thinking they're better than everyone else. And they're not at all. Yeah. Shame, really. Thankfully, I didn't come across many. When I was at my first post, and I come across one guy that liked to think he was a bit of a hard man. And I said to the bloke that I'm not going to mention names, but there was an incident. We had an incident in a bar. We sat in a bar, and I sat with all our lads. And this other lad was sat with a couple of his mates over the other side of the bar, and all of a sudden, this fucking bolt smashed off the wall just above my head. And the lad next to me stood up, went across to him and said, "That nearly fucking hit me." Now the bloke he nearly hit was not the sort of bloke that you want to be fucking throwing a bottle at. Because he was dangerous. And I do mean dangerous. He was a right loot. And the bloke turned around and said, "Well, I wasn't aiming at you, really, so I was aiming at me." He was aiming at me. He says, "Why the fuck were you aiming at him?" He says, "Oh, because I don't like him." He says, "Do you even know him?" He says, "No." He says, "Well," He's one of my lads. You hurt him, I'll fucking hurt you. Well, I didn't know any of this. This conversation went on until about 3 years ago. And this was like 30 years ago. And I was talking to him about it. We were talking about this particular character. He said, yeah. He says, he did get sorted in the end. He did get sorted. So, I didn't, people stick up for you. You look after your own, don't you? And I've always been a firm believer of that, and that's carried on through my life. Whereas you look after your own. Go on then, put your foot down. I've always been of that belief where you fuck with one person, you fuck with a whole lot of them. Which hasn't always gone down well with some of the, later on in Civvy Street, where with some of the companies that I've worked for, I've sort of stuck up for people. And management have gone, whoa, okay, I didn't realise you would feel so strongly about something that's got nothing to do with you. Well, it does have something to do with me, because I work with a bloke, and I'm rather surprised. That's just the way I am. So I did 7 years for Queen and Country, and I had a good go at drinking West Germany dry. We did a brewery trip. I was in Osnabrück. We did a brewery trip to Osnabrücker Brewery. Yeah, needless to say, it ended in tears. But ended in Polizei coming to get us out. We wouldn't leave. The way all brewery trips work is you go around, you do the tour, then you go back, then they normally give you 1 or 2 beers free, and then you have to buy beers after that out of the bar, and you buy a bit of merchandise, then you go on your merry way. No. Don't invite 30 odd squaddies. They come in, 2 steins was like litres, because they didn't fuck about in those days, so it's 2 litres of lager, strong lager as well, and then expect them to start buying it after that. And well, you give us 2 litres, fucking surely the rest has got to be free, innit? So in the end we wouldn't leave. Well, I think we did end up buying it, and then when they wanted to close, I don't think we wanted to leave, so they called the Polizei and they had to get the German police in to get us out. Oh, fucking hell. From then on, Osnabrücker Brewery wouldn't do any more tours for squaddies. Can't imagine why. Yeah, Osnabrück was good. I'd like to go back. I'd like to go back and see the places that we used to go. Well, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. Have you ever done that? Has anyone ever done it where they've gone back to where they were 30, 40 years ago? It's never quite the same, is it? And I want to remember it for what I remember. Maybe I'll remember more if I went back. I don't know. No, I mean, the sun's hot. Had the heating up because it was warm. I enjoyed my time in. I'm not sure if I always enjoyed it whilst I was in. Yeah, but I bet if somebody's like, oh, why did you get out then? My downfall, really. The woman. They've led me to rack and ruin over the years, I'll tell you. I've got a good one now, mind you. Gorgeous Kira. She keeps me on the straight and narrow and lets me wander off and do my thing. But all the others, they've all tried to change me in some way, shape or form, or rather, maybe that's a little unfair. Maybe I've just tried to fit in and conform to what's expected or what's normal. And the gorgeous Kira would be the first to admit, I am not normal. That's it, you come on in, my son? Yeah, come on in. I nearly got wiped out this morning on the way down. He was less than 30 foot away from me when he pulled in then, my little thing says. I'd have beat me all at him. He was coming in, he was only halfway up me. Yeah, no, I don't, it's not that I don't conform. Well, no, I don't. I like to do things under my own way. You know, I'll abide by the basic principles, but as a Vozzers and a Shogun, you know, it's just... I don't know. It's like me not having my hair cut. Every time I see my mother-in-law, she, oh, have you not had your hair cut yet? No. I said, is COVID disappeared yet? No. Oh, not had my hair cut then. But it's not that. It's I want to have my hair cut when I want to have my hair cut, not when someone says, oh, have you had your hair cut yet? No. Cut me fucking hair, but I want it. It is getting long, right? Yeah? But that's not the point. That is not the point. I put a long sleeve t-shirt on today because I thought it was going to be cold. I'm fucking roasting. I don't even know if I'm still recording. I've got no idea. This could be the longest video yet. Because having it plugged in on the old battery there is by USB is keeping the battery fully topped up. It might die a death in a minute, I suppose. It might overheat or something because it's been recording for so long. I don't know. Don't know. But anyway, that's well, I've run out of memory card, one or the other. Bolton Barracks. So that's the A34, nearly done and dusted, look. Mind you, I've got to go for Oxford yet. No, we've still got 18 miles before I get up to the M40. And in all that time, I haven't had one jelly baby. So I'm going to remedy that now. Get a Russell. I don't know whether you will or not. What colour have I got? Red. I do like a jelly baby. Happy birthday, Jackie. Actually, if you're still watching, if you haven't fallen asleep listening to me drivel on. But what a beautiful day. Cutting in at the moment, don't they? don't know if I'm going to be home today or not. I haven't quite worked that one out. Well, nearly 5 hours of drive time. Got another hour to go, so I'll be on 6. Yeah. Got just about enough drive time to be able to get back. It really depends on how long it's going to take for them to unload me. If it's a quick tip, I'll be home. Yeah, we'll see. April today, beautiful. 1st of April, beautiful weather. Look, freezing bloody cold. You know, we've had all that weather where it's like 17, 18 degrees, 20 degrees sometimes. It's sort of like gone back a month. Oh, straps in the road, they can give you a puncture. You get a strap with a little hook on the end, you get that, you can get that, that'll embed in your tyre if you drive over it. And then you've got the strap, the length of strap flapping around, which is going to take all your plastic wheel arches and all that lot off. Mud flaps. Fires, there's smoke coming out of that transit. We're slowing down. Fuck, wet rear head warning. Why did they slow down? No reason at all. Car there to my left, instead of accelerating that he could have quite easily to get by, hit the brakes. Jelly babies. It was only £1 a packet. And there's proper Maynards as well, probably not cheap, cheerful ones. proper jelly babies. High sugar calorific intake, coupled with strong coffee. I've seen some old folding trucks the last 2 or 3 days. It's funny where you don't sort of see any for a while, and then all of a sudden you see like several. One was an old folding cement mixer. Another was an Arctic. And then I saw, what else did I see? It was folding. I can't remember now. Cement mixer yesterday. And then Arctic a couple of days ago. That was nice. That was all in brown, cream and brown livery. Really nice. Low cab. It was a sleeper cab. It was a good. It was probably 80s, 90s. I can't remember what year the plate was now. That sort of late 80s, early 90s. So it was pretty basic. But he overtook me, he was tanking on, I was doing 53. He was empty, but he wasn't holding back. 50-mile-an-hour limit coming up. Skirting around the outside of Oxford even. Let's have a sip of coffee before we get any further. Oh, that's better. Yeah, of course, 50-mile-an-hour limit. Normally they don't bother slowing down, but today, 44. Holds up over these bumps. Behind that Premier Inn there, there was another building there, they've pulled it down recently, so I don't know what's going to go in there. Probably more flats. The whole of that complex there was all new over the last couple of years. Stage trucks still hauling, doing general haulage. Haven't seen them on the docks for a bit, mind you. This junction here can be a little bit tricky sometimes, with people just coming down and not paying attention and looking at the last minute. Nothing there today. It's good. Well, quite a night last night. I didn't hear. Was it Rothwell? I was in bed quite early. I was probably in bed by about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I was in bed for before then, but asleep for about 6:30, 7. I was out for the light. I think I woke up about. I think I woke up once, and that was at 9:15, and I couldn't quite fathom out what day of the week it was or what time it was. Even after I looked at my watch, I couldn't quite fathom it out. So I had a pee, went back to sleep. Next thing I know, it's, the alarm's going off. 2:15. So although I had a late start on Monday, every other day has been between 2 and 3 o'clock where I've started work. So early starts, but like I always say, I prefer an early start to a late start. You get parked up. You know, I got parked up last night, and the place was only 20-30% full. It was really empty. It was full this morning. I think there was a couple of spaces though. Either that or they'd left earlier before me.
1.2 miles. Keep right.
That sun is really warm. Where are you going? diesel or oil spill there.
Keep right.
Pick up and speed up again now.
Follow A34 towards the Midlands for 6.5 miles.
Let's see if it copes with this bump. Hope so. Whoa. Oh, we've got a coach coming out. Go on, my son, put your foot down. Go on. Go on. He's away. So I think I might. I might be home tonight. Which would be quite nice. It's gorgeous Kieran, really feeling too well. But she's been soldiering on, you know, it's not like she keeps testing negative, but she sounds like she's got all the symptoms, you know what I mean? So either she must have just a bad case of flu, you know, shivery, bit of a cough, you know, achy, headache, all the symptoms. See, we're going slow again. Come on, I've got places to be. Here we go. Get past this Greg's. Just not fast enough for my liking. So I've only got about 4 miles up the M40, turn left, up a junction, turn right, A43, and then the A421. 43, then cut across the A421 into Milton Keynes, straight through Milton Keynes, and I don't know which way it's going to take me. You can either cut through Milton Keynes or you can pick up part of the A5. I don't know, it depends on which is quicker at the time, but who knows. And then you pop out the other side of Milton Keynes. It's on the M1 side, southbound of the Milton Keynes. But like I said earlier, I just didn't fancy M25 and M1. Oh, no.
Slow traffic on A421, roadworks, between
Don't know if you
Vista
saw
Hill
that.
and Vista Hill, 2 minutes delay.
Oh, and he put his foot down, but he made everyone slow down as a result of it. If somebody wasn't paying attention back behind, or that blue minibus wasn't paying attention, you'd go straight in the back of him. shifty load. Looked like this glass that was on it was broken. It looked all fractured. Look at the traffic. That could be an issue later. Because it doesn't get any quieter down this road. Yeah, if you're going to go and put your foot down. $1.75 across the road in the show gauge. I didn't see what that BP was. I didn't notice. $1.75. It ain't come down, has it? You know. $1.75. It's the new normal now, isn't it? And it won't come down because they don't need to bring it down. Because they're greedy bastards. Cheese and onion pasty when I get up here. Not that special actually. I came up here the other morning. It was a foggy morning, I'll give it that. It was a bit foggy.
After half a mile, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, M40, then take the motorway.
But this transit van, now, even in the fog, you would know that you're coming up approaching a roundabout. And there's plenty of signs, isn't there, you know?
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, then take the motorway.
But he clearly didn't read any of those signs and he carried straight on. You'll see up here, he just went straight ahead and went straight through the barrier here. You can see on the right here, it's new. He went straight through there, straight over the other side, and took out the traffic lights over there, and straight through that barrier there, which you might be able to see that there's a new barrier all up there. Yeah, he did a proper fucking job. Yeah, that's the signs there. he couldn't have eased off at all. The van was a hell of a state. It was upright, but pointing back towards me. Police were all there. And fucking hell, every panel on that van was bent. Unsurprisingly.
Towards Northampton for 5 miles.
We're not stopping at Cherwell today, we're just going to keep on keeping on. I must get a UK sticker for the back of the car. Haven't got one yet. Oh, I've got to get a tyre as well. Shit, yeah. Yeah, so we go on Good Friday. 10 or 11 o'clock train. It should get us across and up into Holland by about 6-7 o'clock in the evening, I reckon. Battery's still saying full. I think I'm still recording. Hard to tell, I can't see from over here. But I think probably what I'll do in a minute is as I get off the first labour I'll come to, I'll pull in and I'll turn it off. And maybe put a short sleeve t-shirt on because I'm fucking roasting. You can't complain that you haven't had your money's worth today. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, it's not like it's not a nice drive up, is it? It's quite nice, I think. Interesting to get home and then download all this footage and see what its quality's like, because I haven't taken anything out of the camera yet. This is the first week, so I'm just hoping it's going to be usable. Otherwise, there won't be anything.
1.2 miles. Take the exit 10 towards Northampton.
37 So one sat-nav says 37 and another one says 32. I took a picture this morning. I was parked next to
After half a mile, take the exit 10 towards Northampton.
I was parked next to a Scania driver. Had to be a fucking Scania driver, didn't it? Not that I've got a thing about Scania drivers. Well, maybe I have. I don't know.
Take the exit 10. Slow traffic on A421. Traffic jam ahead between Exmorgate and Martin Street. 3 minutes delay.
So anyway, yeah, I pulled out next to him and I looked across to my left light and he's level with me. He had his curtains drawn halfway across the window. Halfway. There's no way, you couldn't see him at all.
Keep left.
So if he turned his head to the right, all he would see would be curtain. He'd have to really lean forward to peer around. And I just don't get that at all. I don't get the man. It doesn't look cool. It makes you look like a knobber.
And take the second exit.
Because how are you supposed to see?
Left.
You know, I want your peripheral vision. You want to catch stuff in the corner of your eye before it becomes a problem. You know, having his curtains like that, fucking thing, whatever the problem was, it'd have to be in front of him. You wouldn't see anything to his right. Ridiculous. I took a picture, I'll put it on Instagram later.
After 300 feet, keep left.
For those of you that are Instagram savvy.
Keep left.
I know not everybody is. The load I've got on is because I haven't been to this particular. This is an overspill warehouse, but it's the same company and it's the same type of parts. And
after half a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A43.
99% of the time it's all palletised and it's all pretty much bolted in pretty well. They pack them in quite well, very securely, and but you never know, you know, might have come from a different place, might have been somebody that didn't know what they were doing when they loaded it, hasn't secured it. Got to be a little gentle as you go around the roundabouts when you're loaded.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A43.
So I had it before. People say, "Oh, you go really slow around the roundabouts." Well, yeah, you have. Oh dear. And yeah, MGZXZR. But you have to. And this is one of the crazy things. I'm still responsible for the load, even though it's custom sealed. And I can't check to see how the load is secured. So, you know. Slightly wrong, but that's the way it is. I've got any jelly babies left? Oh, there's muscle on back here. There's one in there somewhere. Found it. That's the last one though. Oh no, there's one in there. There's another. Now I should be turning right in this next roundabout. Then it's all A roads. Oh, I nearly choked on my coffee then. Done 5.5 hours of driving, it's only 10 o'clock. That's not, and yeah, but bearing in mind when I say 5.5 hours of driving, all that is 5.5 hours of the wheels turning. That's not 5.5 hours of driving. It's a lot. I've driven for longer than that. Although when you stop, the clock stops. Yeah, because of course I'm not driving according to the tacho regulations when the clock stops. But if I was to touch my phone, Even though I'm not technically driving due to the tacho regulations, I am driving in the eyes of the law when it comes to touching your fucking phone. I'd like to ask a traffic officer that one.
After half a mile, go right on the roundabout and take the third exit, A421.
The 421. Sounds terribly posh. Might have slowed down a little bit early there.
Go right on the roundabout and take the third exit, A421.
Well, I don't very often do this in the light. Here we go. Come on, Sasha, sort your fucking gearbox out. Someone hit that lamppost again, they have, look. Don't know whether you saw that.
Follow A421 for 4 miles.
Like I said, there was roadworks there. There was at some point, but not in a moment. Going on here? It's getting rather slow. Stop it. Looking at traffic lights. No, he's not. He's gathering them up. There's all these like holes they've been digging by the looks of it. I don't know what they're doing there. Is that drainage? I don't know what they're doing. That's Pete in that truck. Yeah, Pete on the windscreen. Alright, Pete. Alright, my son. Tingewick. Oxfordshire. Edge is greening up, look. Beautiful Oxfordshire countryside. Bixbury. Right now, I'm on my last jelly baby, and it's a black one. They still do that. Surprised they hadn't been stopped. I'm surprised they're not some neutral colour. There isn't that many laybys along this road. So you might be stuck with me to the end. HS2 works going on here. Some amount of work. You see it all over the country. All the trees that have been cut down, look. Going up to the Tinswick bypass.
After a quarter of a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A421, Tinswick bypass. Slow traffic on A421, traffic jam ahead, between Parkside and Marking Street, 3 minutes delay.
Okay. Still
Cross the
wants to slow
roundabout
down.
and take the second exit.
Old airfield here. Up to me right. Don't know what that was. Tinswick airfield, I suspect. Go on, Sasha. Pull your knickers up and get going. Come on. Still a bit of a discrepancy in mileage. And Google Maps is normally shorter than truck sat-nav. But not on this occasion. So I'm intrigued as to which way. I know the way I would go.
Exit A421, Tinswick Road.
I think that's at the Kenneth Ross Bridge. I don't know who he was, and I don't know who David Shakespeare was. Wasn't old Bill's brother, was it? See, she's slowing down a little bit too early. Now you can put the anchors on.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A421,
Well, aren't we a little bit?
Road.
Come on then, on we go. She's off again. Ooh. Gaggle of people walking there. What are they doing? Didn't look like they were Duke of Edinburgh's because they didn't have all the rucksacks and all the gear on them. Although the woman there did look like a bit of a teacher, and the others were all young kids.
After a quarter of a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A421, Tinchwick Road.
Golf club to my left. Buckingham Golf Club.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
I haven't been up here for a while, coming this way. Morning. Come on, pick a gear. There you go. Oh, she's off. She wanted to go then.
After 900 feet, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A421.
That roundabout sign saying cemetery, it's been saying cemetery for ages, and there's no cemetery there. Maybe it will be one day.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Tinchwick Road Industry. It's gentle. Burger van. Not hungry, I'm full of jelly babies.
After a quarter of a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A421.
There's sometimes a photographer down here. One of the truck spotters.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Took a picture of my truck once. See some snow on the ground there. I'm sure there used to be a burger van in that lay-by as well.
After 900 feet, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A421.
Sure there used to be.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Some price of fuel here. $1.80. It varies so much, doesn't it? It's not like a couple of pennies. It normally varies by about 5 to 10p.
After 900 feet, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A421.